So Zane, do you know how much it sucks to go to your local store to pick up your favorite whiskey? And not only is it not there, it's become like the allocated whiskey because it's trendy.
Yes, I think that not only does it sucks balls.
So today I thought we would talk about our 5 whiskeys we don't want anyone to know about.
Especially you.
Today,
The 5 whiskeys we don't want you to know about.
right after this.
Welcome back. I'm Zane.
And I'm Jeff.
So, we were just saying how much we don't want people to know about these 5 whiskeys.
I mean, how frustrating it is when you go to a liquor store, your favorite store, to get your whiskey and it's no longer there because...
Yeah, somebody's bought it all, or now that it's become popular, it's now allocated. So,
That's right, the whiskey hipsters have attacked your whiskey.
God, I mean, that is a real thing. It's happening.
True. We're in the middle of a bourbon boom right now. Whiskey is more popular than it's ever been, I think, in history.
Yeah.
And now you can't even get the whiskey you love.
I mean, and why is that?
Well, it's because everybody hears about some great whiskey. The next thing you know, they're buying it all up.
They're buying it all up.
So the last thing you'd want to do as a whiskey channel is tell people the whiskey you should buy right now, because if you do that,
It'll be gone.
it's gone, and then
Yeah.
you're like, what are you going to talk about? Jack Daniels?
Because, hey, we can get along with that.
So before we list the 5 whiskeys that we don't want you to know about, we should list why we don't want them to know about it.
Right. First of all, it's because I may have a particular taste or flavor that I love, and I don't want that to just be squandered away onto a collector's shelf somewhere.
Well, it's bad. You find a whiskey, you really like the taste of it, right?
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you can't even find it. So what's the point of enjoying that whiskey if you can't get it anymore?
Sure, for sure. And
I mean, we can name how many whiskeys that have become the victims of this problem.
oh yeah, and there's so many of them. And that goes back to the next big point is suddenly now they're no longer available.
Availability, that's right. I mean, if we tell you the whiskeys we like,
Yeah.
you're gonna go out and buy those whiskeys off the shelf. Next thing we know, we walk into the store and what do we find?
We find them not on the shelf, or they're gone, or, which leads to our next point, they're twice as expensive and the price has gone way up.
Exactly right. I mean, suddenly something that was $30 is like
Yeah.
$90, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about Blanton's as a good example.
Mm-hmm.
It's a $59.99 bottle of whiskey, and today it costs you almost $100.
$100.
If you can even find it in the first place,
Which goes to...
which goes to allocated whiskey. If we tell you the 5 whiskeys that we like,
Yeah.
suddenly you're gonna go buy them all, or some whiskey hipster's gonna buy them all, and the next thing you know,
They're allocated. It's
They're
time for
allocated.
a lottery if you're going to get you a bottle.
so now you're waiting in line in the freezing cold for 2 to 3 hours just to get a chance to buy the whiskey that you love.
So the first bottle we're going to talk about is Mellicorn.
No.
Mellicorn is the one Evan Williams White Label.
That's right. Don't dare go buy any very old Barton, because we don't want, that's some good stuff. Very old Barton is some great whiskey.
Let's be honest here. Okay. These are really the ones that we would rather you not know about, but because we're cool.
We're gonna tell you anyway.
Yeah.
So the first one we want to talk about, which really the first one Zane wants to talk about.
Yeah, we
is
alluded to it before. It's Kings County.
Kings County. Okay, so this is a craft distillery that's been around way too long to be counted as a craft distillery.
Yeah, no, they've been around and they do everything themselves.
They don't source any of this.
This is their creation. In fact, why is the label so nondescript, Jeffrey?
Because they want to make sure that you realize that they didn't spend money on graphic design or any kind of branding. They focused on what?
What's in the bottle?
So
the whiskey.
Yeah, it's expensive. It runs around $60 to $100,
Yeah.
depending on which bottle you buy.
Regular bottle, $63. If you find a barrel pick, $65. Bottle and bond, $100, and so is the rye.
So you understand though that you're buying whiskey, not how pretty it is.
Yeah.
So it's in this very medicinal looking,
What?
plain, boring bottle. But you know what?
It is good.
It's really good. You kind of have to think, hey, this is a great whiskey. You don't want to go buy this because you could easily buy like, I don't know, like some Old Granddad for like 20 bucks.
Please do.
So go buy Old Granddad. Do not, whatever you do not buy Kings County.
Yeah, because basically it is small batch, so if somebody started to go buy it, it'd be easy for the well to dry up, so to speak.
And then it's gone because they're a small distillery.
Yeah, so we
never
don't want-
mind. Except Old Granddad. That's the way
That's
you
the
want
one
to
you
go.
want to get. Forget Kings County.
So our next one.
Yes.
These guys are doing a lot of crazy different things that a lot of distilleries are not doing. The last thing we want you to do is buy Stranahan's.
Yeah, this one is one you just should pass over.
Yeah, don't do it because it's not a really good whiskey. It's really good whiskey.
It's really good whiskey. That's the thing is, if you guys start going and buying this and it becomes popular, then the chances of me getting to enjoy it more than like once every 5 months,
Yeah, exactly right.
it goes to zero.
I mean, this is a really bad whiskey. They're doing this single malt thing, right? But
Yeah.
not very many American distilleries are doing that. And on top of that, it's not sourced or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be really bad if you bought this whiskey.
Yeah.
So don't go buy Stranahan's
Yeah.
because it's not like they have cool stuff to send you if you drink their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate for you guys to enjoy such a low tier whiskey. I don't think we're convincing anybody.
This is really good thing. Ignore what we said. If you're gonna buy a really good whiskey, just go buy Buffalo Trace when you can find it.
Yeah, Stranahan's is legit,
You don't want this.
but
This
you
is-
don't want it. That's all
No,
for us.
I mean it's not like these guys come out of Colorado. It's aged at least 4 years.
yeah,
It's like American Scotch.
it's in its own little world.
Mm.
So what's another whiskey we don't want them to know about?
Well, the last thing we want you guys to know about is Tullamore Dew 15 year. I mean, oh my gosh, have you guys ever, you know the song with the Beatles, Raspberry Fields Forever?
Yeah, that's probably
it's Strawberry Fields
it's
Forever.
Strawberry Fields
But
Forever.
this is Raspberry Fields Forever.
no,
And ever, and ever.
and it tastes like frosted cake.
Do you realize this is a triple distilled whiskey? It is so smooth. I mean, hey, we got some in these glasses.
That was the one we snuck in. Yeah, it is pretty damn
They do this
good.
in sherry and bourbon cask. And then, you know what these motherfuckers do? They drag it out and put it in Caribbean cask on top of that to finish it off. I mean, how fucking dare they?
Yeah, I mean, I can't. The audacity to make something this
It's
gorgeous.
fruity, it's sweet.
And it has a nose that goes for miles. This is a very good whiskey, and damn it if you find out about it, because this one's actually a little harder to get, just
little
because
bit.
some people are starting to find out more and more about its beauty.
Now here's the thing, the price on this is all over the place. So you know why you would spend the time trying to find this whiskey when it's $60 to $90?
That's right, and I
there
didn't
are
pay
so-
$90 for it. I paid the $60.
We recommend, you know, this is a black label product, right? We say, you know, go buy black labeled Evan Williams.
There we go.
It's way better than this
that's
shit.
That's what you should do.
I mean, do not buy Tullamore Dew 15 because, you know, it's Evan Williams Black Label, way better.
yeah.
So our next one. Now,
You
The
should
la-
find this everywhere.
this is one of those whiskeys you do not want to buy. Jim Beam Single Barrel. I mean, single barrel. Who wants a single barrel whiskey?
I mean, look, some things are not as expensive as others.
it's like less than 30 bucks.
Yeah, it's like $30, $35.
Yeah, right?
And, you know,
It's a single barrel for such a cheap price. It can't be good.
it can't be. Yeah, you just totally should not buy it because it's not good at all.
It's nasty.
It's nasty.
It's so bad that
Well, we just so happen to have 2 bottles, exact same amount
I mean,
of drink out of them, actually.
how can a single barrel be twice as good?
That's right. It's one of those things that honestly, it shocked me at the quality and how good it is to drink down. For, you know, oh, it's just Jim Beam.
I mean, this is one of those whiskeys you could pour for a friend.
Yeah.
And they literally would be like, oh, that's got to be like $100 bottle of whiskey. Oh, yes.
Yes,
it
yes,
is.
it is.
But no, don't buy Jim Beam single barrel. I mean,
No.
buy like, I don't know.
We already said it. Evan Williams White Label.
Yeah, that's way better than this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 100 proof and this
It's
is
100.
108.
Yeah, you know.
You go over 100, it's no good anymore. This next whiskey that we really love, people tend to either love it or hate it.
Well, they're stupid if they hate it.
These guys recently had a Founders Edition that came out, a 10-year. that they sold, how dare they, for $300 a bottle in Mizunara cask.
Well, for those of you who don't know, it's a particular type of oak that is grown in Japan.
And it takes long, and it allows whiskey to go in and out of it easier than our American oak. Who would want that?
Who would want?
And now it's selling for like $3,000 on aftermarket prices. And it came in a crystal decanter that you could use over and over. I mean, really, these guys don't know anything about whiskey, despite the fact that it's Angel's Envy.
Look, I don't want you to know about Angel's Envy.
Because it's nasty.
This is not the Angel Envy you are looking for.
You're not looking for this Angel's Envy. But, I mean, you know what? They finish it in port wine barrels. It's a beautiful bottle. But, I mean, just because the bottle's pretty doesn't make it a good whiskey.
It tastes so damn good.
Do you realize the guy who made this has created some of the greatest whiskeys that you love today?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
And he decided as his swan song to create Angel's Envy.
Yeah.
Now, despite the fact that it's won a crap ton of awards over the years, and it's one of the fastest growing whiskeys in Kentucky at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want this whiskey.
Yeah, don't you dare make this hard for me to find.
I mean, it's blended in only 8 to 12 barrels. So only 8 to 12 barrels blended to make this whiskey?
Yeah.
That's like small batch, if that's small batch.
Yeah, that's small batch.
And it's aged at a minimum of 6 years. 6 years? I mean, come on. You could get a 2-year whiskey and not have to wait.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just get a bonded whiskey.
Yeah, like, I don't know, Evan Williams. Bottled in bond.
We're saying that one a lot, huh? Yeah, I don't think we're...
But don't buy this whiskey, because it's no good. I mean, we don't want you... Because here's the deal. If you know about the whiskeys that we like...
You're going to make it harder for us to find that taste, that value, that availability... And let alone the lottery system that we don't want to play to get it.
Because I literally do not want to wait around for a couple of hours to maybe get a whiskey that I love.
So, hush, it's our little secret.
So whatever you do, now that we've kind of told you guys the whiskeys we like, don't go out and buy them. Don't be a selfish whiskey hipster.
Because, hey, here at Whiskey Pop, it's for us.
And us only. So in the meantime, please continue to buy Evan Williams. Go chase those unicorns, right?
Yeah, go chase the unicorns.
Go find your Blantons. Go find that Buffalo Trace. Hey, you know what? Continue to spend $100 on Weller Special Reserve.
Shame on you.
I mean, completely. Don't worry about these other whiskeys. They're not worth the chase. You don't want those. So in the meantime, you guys continue to be cool, chasing your dreams of whiskey.
And Tullamore do 15, you're up.
Until then, cheers, guys.